You're at a dinner, candlelight flickering, voices buzzing like a hive. Everyone's nodding, smiling, playing their part in this theatre of politeness. You feel it, the mask you've slipped on, tight and heavy to keep the peace. You agree with an opinion you don't hold, laugh at a quip that grates. Why? Because pleasing others feels safer than being you. Here's the thing, that mask isn't protection, it's a cage. Conditioned by years of social scripts, you're acting in someone else's play. This essay offers a way out. Through Huxley's lens of clear-eyed humanism, you'll learn to shed that mask, not with rebellion, but with disciplined choice. You'll get practical tools, scripts, a decision rubric, a daily drill to reclaim your voice without burning bridges. The payoff? A life where your choices reflect your truth, not their expectations. Masks hide you, but bind you. Picture this, your phone buzzes, a friend asks you to help move their couch this weekend. You're exhausted, your schedule's packed, but you say yes. The word slips out like a reflex, and resentment creeps in like damp rot. You're not helping out of love or duty, you're pleasing, performing. This is the trap Aldous Huxley warned about, a life scripted by others where your choices bend to their expectations. It's not kindness, it's conditioning. From childhood you're taught to nod, to smooth edges, to avoid the sharp sting of disapproval. Schools, ads, social cues, they all train you to prioritize comfort over truth. Huxley saw this as propaganda's triumph, a world of docile actors, not free souls. Let's break it down. Pleasing others seems harmless, noble even. Who doesn't want to be liked? But every time you say yes when you mean no, you chip away at your agency. You're not choosing, you're obeying an invisible director. Huxley's perennial philosophy cuts through this. Truth demands you face yourself unfiltered. Pleasing distorts that lens. It's a transaction, your authenticity for their approval. And the cost compounds. You feel it in the hollowness after agreeing to that couch move. The slow drain of living for others' applause. Worse, it's not just personal. Huxley railed against technocracy's knack for turning individuals into cogs, conditioned to conform. Every people-pleasing act reinforces that machine, making you complicit in your own erasure. Here's a tool to start breaking free, a journal prompt. Tonight, take 5 minutes. Write, what do I do to be liked, not honest? List one specific moment from today. Maybe that yes to the couch, or silencing a thought to avoid conflict. Don't judge, just observe. This isn't about shame, it's about seeing the script you've been handed. Huxley's point is clear. Awareness is the first crack in the mask, but a warning, don't dive into this if you're emotionally raw, or in a crisis where action trumps reflection. Say, a medical emergency. Consent matters, even with yourself. Start when you're steady enough to look inward without spiraling. Choose your doors, not their stage. That's the stake here. Every time you please instead of choose, you're building a life that's not yours. It's not about being selfish, it's about being honest. Compassion doesn't mean saying yes to everyone, it means saying yes to what aligns with your truth. Huxley's unsentimental humanism reminds us, you can't give what you've already lost. Pleasing others feels like connection, but it's a one-way street to disconnection from yourself. So, recap, pleasing others isn't kindness, it's a trap. It's a learned habit, not a virtue, and it hands your freedom to a world that thrives on your compliance. You've started to see it. Maybe in that journal prompt. Maybe in the weight of that yes you didn't mean. This is where it begins. Noticing the mask, not yet removing it, but feeling its edges. You're not here to burn the theater down, just to choose when to step off the stage. You're at a coffee shop, friends debating some hot topic, someone cracks a joke, crude, not your style, you laugh anyway, a hollow chuckle that doesn't reach your eyes. The mask is on again, tight as ever, and you feel it, a quiet fracture inside. This is what Huxley saw as the cost of pleasing. Not just lost time, but lost truth. That laugh wasn't yours. It was a performance to blend in, to dodge the raised eyebrow or awkward pause. Every time you do this, you're not just hiding, you're burying your own perception. The mask doesn't just cover your face, it clouds your mind, dulling the clarity. Huxley tied to the perennial philosophy. Truth demands an unfiltered gaze. Here's what's happening. Each forced smile, each nod you don't mean, builds a wall between you and your own moral compass. You start to lose the signal of what you actually believe. Is that joke okay? Is that opinion worth nodding to? You're not sure anymore, because the mask filters everything. Huxley warned this is how propaganda wins, not with force, but by coaxing you to blur your own edges. You trade authenticity for belonging, and the price is steep. You feel hollow, disconnected, like an actor who's forgotten their lines. The world becomes a stage, and you're playing a role you didn't choose. Try this. Ask yourself, what truth do I hide to fit in? Take a moment, right now, if you're ready, and pinpoint one instance today where you swallowed your real thoughts. Maybe it was that coffee shop laugh, or staying silent when you disagreed. Write it down, or just hold it in mind. This isn't about guilt, it's about seeing the mask's weight. But a caveat, don't push this if you're in a setting where masking keeps you safe, like an oppressive workplace or family dynamic. Readiness matters. Wait for a space where honesty won't cost you security. Masks hide you, but bind you. The stake here is your inner clarity, the ability to know what you stand for. Pleasing others might feel like harmony, but it's a slow drift from your own soul. You're not just nodding to be nice. You're letting someone else write your script. So to recap, the mask doesn't just hide your face, it obscures your truth. That hollow laugh, that silenced thought. They're not small moments. They're the weight of a life lived for others' applause. Huxley's point is stark. Lose your clarity, and you lose your freedom. You're starting to see the mask's edges good. That's where the work begins. Imagine you're in a meeting, someone's pitching an idea you don't buy. Your instinct is to nod to keep things smooth, but this time you pause. You notice your pulse, the urge to please, the tension in your jaw. That pause, 10 seconds of pure attention, is a rebellion. Huxley saw attention as a moral act, the antidote to a world that thrives on your distraction. Propaganda, social pressure, the hum of expectation, they all want your mind on autopilot. But when you stop and focus, you break the spell. You start to see the stage for what it is, a set, not your reality. Here's the core of it. Attention is your power to decondition. Huxley's critique of technocracy, those systems that churn out obedient masses, hinges on this. A distracted mind is a pliable one, easily swayed by ads, norms, or guilt trips. But when you direct your attention, you reclaim choice. You notice the gap between what you feel and what you're expected to say. That gap is where your true self lives. It's not about rejecting others, it's about choosing what you endorse. Attention lets you ask, is this mine or theirs? This isn't woo-woo mysticism, it's discipline, the kind Huxley admired over imposed order. You're not a cog, you're a mind capable of seeing clearly. Try microdrill before agreeing to anything today. A favor, an opinion, even a small yes. Pause for 10 seconds. Notice one thing. Your breath, a feeling, or the thought behind your urge to please. Don't judge it, just see it. This isn't about stalling life. It's about waking up to it. Huxley's point is that attention cuts through the fog of conditioning. But a warning, don't practice this in high-stakes moments, like a tense negotiation where hesitation could signal weakness. Start in safer spaces. A casual chat, a low-pressure ask, where you can experiment without risk. Attention shapes your soul's freedom. The stake here is huge. You're not just pausing to think, you're reclaiming your right to choose. Every time you notice your urge to please, you weaken the grip of external scripts. You're not just saying no to a favor, you're saying yes to your own clarity. This is Huxley's compassionate humanism. Freedom isn't about isolation, but about living from truth, not reflex. Let's make it practical. That 10-second pause is your first tool, but build on it. Maybe you're at lunch and someone pushes for your agreement on a plan. Pause, notice your gut, then speak from there, not from their script. Over time, these moments stack up. You're not just reacting, you're choosing. Huxley saw this as the heart of resistance to mass persuasion, a mind awake, not lulled by comfort or fear. If you're in a fragile state, say grieving or overwhelmed, ease into this slowly. Attention is power, but it requires a steady hand. Attention is your lever to break free from conditioning. That pause in the meeting, that moment of noticing, it's not small. It's a door to your true self, a refusal to play the role others cast you in. Huxley's warning is clear. Let your attention wander, and the world will write your story. Keep it sharp, and you write your own. You're at a friend's party, music thumping, someone presses you to join a group trip you can't afford. Old you would have mumbled a vague yes, trapped by the need to please. This time you pause, breathe, and say, I'm good, thanks, got other plans. The words feel like a key turning, a door opening. You walk away lighter, not heavier. This is the shift Huxley points to. Choosing your own path over the stage others set for you. It's not about defiance, it's about clarity. You're not rejecting people, you're rejecting their scripts. The perennial philosophy Huxley loved insists on this. Truth lives in your deliberate choices, not in automatic agreement. Here's the turn. Pleasing others hands your life to their expectations, but choosing your doors, your values, your limits puts you back in charge. Huxley's lens is sharp here. Freedom isn't comfort, it's the courage to align your actions with your truth. Every time you say no to what doesn't fit, you're not just setting a boundary, you're building a self. This isn't selfishness, it's integrity. You're not cutting people off, you're offering them the real you, not a masked version. The catch? It takes practice. You've been conditioned to equate saying yes with being good, but goodness without choice is just obedience. Try this script. I hear you, but I need to prioritize my work right now. Practice it in your head, then use it in a low-stakes moment, like declining an extra errand or a casual invite. The words are simple, but they're a signal. You're choosing your door, not their stage. Huxley's humanism shines here. Compassion doesn't mean saying yes to everything. It means being honest enough to say no, but a heads up. Don't leap into this if you're emotionally shaky or in a dependent situation like caring for a sick relative. Start where the stakes are manageable, where a no won't unravel your world. Choose your doors, not their stage. The stake is your life's authorship. Every choice to prioritize your truth over comfort, over approval, carves out space for your real self. You're not just saying no to a trip. You're saying yes to your own path. That's the rebellion Huxley championed, not loud but clear. Choosing your doors means living from your values, not others' scripts. That moment at the party, that firm no, it's not just a boundary, it's a declaration. You're stepping off the stage of pleasing, not to isolate, but to live, with purpose. Huxley's warning is stark. Stay on their stage and you lose your voice. Choose your doors and you'll find it. You're at a family dinner and you decline to host the next holiday. Your aunt's eyes narrow. She says, you're being selfish. The air tightens, but you hold steady. I value our time, but this doesn't work for me. Pushback like this is inevitable when you stop pleasing. Huxley knew it. The world's built on conformity, and stepping out of line rattles people. They're guilt trips, they're sighs. They're not about you. About their own scripts, their need for you to stay masked. Your job isn't to fix their discomfort, it's to stay true. Here's the deal. Pushback tests your resolve, but it's not proof you're wrong. Huxley's critique of mass persuasion applies. People cling to norms because they're conditioned too. Your aunt's reaction isn't personal. It's the system flinching. The trick is to respond with clarity, not defensiveness. Try this script. I value you, but this doesn't work for me. It's kind, firm, and doesn't escalate. You're not fighting. You're standing your ground. But be cautious. Don't use this in fragile relationships, like with a volatile boss, without weighing the fallout. Gauge their readiness for your shift and start small. Masks hide you but bind you. The stake here is staying unmasked despite pressure. Every time you hold your ground, you weaken the pull of others' expectations. You're not just surviving pushback, you're proving your freedom. Pushback is the world's reflex when you choose yourself. That tense dinner moment, that steady response. It's not failure, it's growth. Huxley's point is clear. Authenticity invites friction, but it also builds strength. You're not here to please everyone, you're here to live true. You're sitting at your desk, notifications piling up, a colleague's last-minute request, a group chat planning a weekend you don't want. You pause, breathe, and ask, is this mine to carry? That question, that moment of attention, is your toolkit's core. Huxley's lens, disciplined choice over conditioned reflex, grounds this kit. You're not here to reject the world. You're here to choose your place in it. These tools, a rubric, scripts, a drill, and experiments, help you unmask without chaos. They're practical, reversible, and built for daily life, because freedom, as Huxley saw it, comes from voluntary discipline, not grand gestures. First, a decision rubric to guide your choices. 1, does this align with my core values? 2, am I acting from choice or pressure? 3, will this drain or energize my true self? 4, can I communicate this with clarity and kindness? Run any request through these, like that colleagues ask, and you'll see what's yours to take on. Huxley's humanism demands this. Act from truth, not obligation. Next, boundary scripts for real conversations. 1, I appreciate the invite, but I'm focusing on work now. 2, that doesn't feel right for me, but let's find another way. 3, I need space to think this over, I'll get back to you. 4, I hear you, but my priority is rest right now. Practice these in low-stakes moments, like declining a casual favor. They're not walls, they're doors, letting you stay connected without losing yourself. But a caveat. Don't use these in high-risk contexts, like with a volatile family member. Without a backup plan, consent matters, yours and theirs. Now, an attention training micro drill. Every day for 90 seconds, before responding to any request, pause, breathe, ask, is this mine to carry? Notice one feeling, tension, excitement, dread, without judgment. Jot it down or hold it in mind. This isn't about overthinking, it's about seeing clearly, as Huxley urged, to resist the pull of propaganda or guilt. Skip this in-rushed high-stakes moment, like a work deadline, where pausing could derail you. Start where it's safe, like a friend's casual ask. Finally, small experiments to test your freedom. 1, say no to one low-stakes obligation, like a group outing. Note how others react. 2, share an honest opinion in a safe group, like a book club. Track if it deepens connection. 3, skip one habitual yes at work, like an extra task. Reflect on energy gained. 4, ask a friend what they value in your authenticity. Listen fully. 5, try a day of pausing before agreeing. Journal what shifts. And these are low-risk, reversible, and build your muscle for choice. Tension shapes your soul's freedom. The stake is a life where you choose, not obey. These tools aren't one-offs. They're a practice, a way to keep your doors open and your mask off. Skit, rubric, scripts, drill, experiments is your map to unmasking. That pause at your desk, that honest no, it's not just a moment, it's a habit. Huxley's wisdom holds, disciplined attention beats imposed order. You're building a life that's yours, one clear choice at a time. Back at that dinner, candlelight still flickering, you're different now. You speak your truth, an opinion, a no, and the mask is gone. The air feels lighter, not heavier. Huxley's vision guides you. Unmasking isn't rebellion, it's compassion for your own soul. You've learned to pause, to choose your doors, to face pushback without crumbling. This isn't about cutting people off, it's about showing up as you, offering honesty instead of performance. And the tools, your rubric, scripts, that daily pass, aren't just tricks. They are discipline, a way to live from truth, not reflex. Huxley's humanism shines here. Freedom is a moral act, built through attention and choice. Masks hide you but bind you. The final stake, your life's legacy. Courage over comfort. You're not here to please the world, you're here to live true, to open doors for others by opening your own. So choose your doors. Let your truth breathe. That's the benediction Huxley leaves you with. A life unmasked, lived for what's real.